Hi everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to crochet this cheeseburger applique that's part of my Foodie blanket. For this project you will need worsted weight yarn in beige, brown, yellow, green, and white, a 4.0 millimeter crochet hook, a tapestry needle, and some scissors. To begin, we're going to use a beige color, which will be the color of the hamburger bun, the bottom hamburger bun. And we are going to start with a slip knot and chain 16. Once you have 16 chains, we are going to double crochet into the third chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. And then we are just going to double crochet all the way across. And once we get to the end, we should have a total of 14 double crochets. Here I am at the end of row 1. We are going to chain 2, turn our work, and we are going to make double crochets all the way across again. Starting in that very first stitch, the chain 2 will not count as a stitch. So again, we're just making double crochets all the way across, and once we get to the end of round 2, we should have a total of 14 double crochets. Once you get to the end of round 2, we are going to change colors to brown. So for my blanket, I used a darker brown, but for video tutorial purposes, I'm going to use a bit of a lighter brown, just so everything shows up on camera a little bit better so you can see the next stitches that I'm doing. So go ahead and attach your brown yarn. I just looped mine through and then pull the old tail tight, and then just tie them together once, and I'm going to crochet over both of the tails. So for row 3, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and again I'm going to crochet right over these tails, and in the very first stitch we are going to make a bobble stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that very first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and we're going to repeat that 3 more times in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that was 2 times. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That was 3 times. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. And that is 1 bobble stitch. In the next stitch we are going to make a single crochet, and then we are going to repeat that. So we'll have a bobble stitch, single crochet, bobble stitch, single crochet, all the way down. And then you can see the bobble is more pronounced in the back, which is fine. That's where we want it right now. So the next stitch, we're going to do a bobble stitch again. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and we'll do that 3 more times. So 4 times total you want to do this. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That was 3 times. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5, and then single crochet in the next. So go ahead and do that all the way down for row 3, and you should have a total of 14 stitches one of the bobbles counting as one stitch and then the single crochet counting as another stitch. Here I am at the end of row 3, and you should end with a single crochet, and we're going to change colors again. So we're done with the burger part and we are going to add cheese. So I am going to attach my yellow. And for row 4, I'm going to chain up 1, turn my work. Again, I'm just going to crochet over these tails, and we're just going to half double crochet all the way across, starting in that very first stitch. And once you get to the end, you should still have a total of 14 stitches. So again, we're just doing half double crochets all the way across. Here I am at the end of row 4, and I'm going to change colors again. We're going to add green for the lettuce. So for row 5, chain 1, turn our work, and again I'm going to crochet over these tails. And for row 5, we are just going to make single crochets all the way across, and once we get to the end, we should have 14 stitches total. Once we get to the end of row 5, we're going to keep the green just for one more row. We're going to chain 3, turn our work, and we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch, but in the front loop only. So if you turn your work towards you, you could see that there's 2 loops, a front and a back, and we're just going to slip stitch in just that front loop. So just pick up one of the loops, yarn over, and slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 3 again, and then in the next stitch we are going to slip stitch just in the front loop. So just pick up one, yarn over, slip through that and the loop, and we're just going to repeat that 1, 2, 3 chains, slip stitch just in the front loop, just picking up that one front loop, chain 3, next stitch, slip stitch in the front loop only. So we're going to do that all the way across for row 6. Once you get to the end, it should look something like this. It's just kind of frilly like lettuce. And then we are going to change back to the beige color that we used for the bottom of the bun. And this will be our last color change. And for row 7, we're going to chain up 2, turn our work, and then we are going to work in the front loops only of row 5. So in this past row, we slip stitch into the front loop only of row 5. We're going to go back to row 5. So you can kind of just fold over like the frilly part, and we're going to double crochet in the front loop only 1 row down. So when I fold this down, you can see the single crochets of row 5, and we're just going to pick up that front loop and make double crochets all the way across. So that back loop is taken up by the chain 3s and slip stitches, the frilly lettuce part, and now we're going to go back and use the other loop to make our double crochets all the way across. So once you get to the end, you should have a total of 14 double crochets. Here I am at the end of row 7, and for row 8 we're going to chain up 2, turn our work, and that's how it should be looking in the front. So we have our lettuce coming out, we have the cheese underneath, and the little bobbles for the burger part. And for row 8, we are going to start with a double crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. And that is a double crochet 2 together. And then we are going to continue by making just 1 double crochet in each stitch across until we get to the last 2 stitches. And then over the last 2 stitches, we are going to make a double crochet 2 together again, which is essentially a decrease. And here are the last 2 stitches. The beginning chain 2 is not going to count as a stitch, so I'm just going to ignore that. And here's our last 2 stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. And then for the last row, row 9, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and over the first 2 stitches, we will do a single crochet 2 together. So insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And that is a single crochet 2 together. We're going to continue with single crochets all the way across until we get to the last 2. And over the last 2 stitches, we will make another single crochet 2 together, which is a single crochet decrease. Here I am at the last 2 stitches. I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, and we are going to fasten off. So this is the wrong side of the burger, and this is the right side of the burger where you can see all the texture of the lettuce and the burger part. And the last thing we need to do is add some sesame seeds to the top portion. So I'm just going to use some white yarn and a tapestry needle, and I'm just going to sew just here on the top portion of the bun some sesame seeds. I'm just going to do it random. You can make as many or as little as you want, but that is all I'm doing. I'm coming from the back, going over a little bit and going back down. And then you'll just want to tie it off in the back. And that's it. All you have to do is weave in your ends, and that is how you make a little cheeseburger crochet applique. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something new today, and if you enjoy crochet tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel.